Well, hello there. It's me, Gerald the Puppet, and you are watching Shootin'. I don't curse, so shootin' poop. Yeah.
The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again on episode 37 of Shootin Shit. I have the one and only DDJ up to my right. To my left, I have that Philly street dog himself, the premier Joey K. This is episode 37. It's also the 3-year anniversary when we're recording of AEW. We're going to get into AEW's 3 years. We're going to talk about some of our favorite matches of all time that they've had so far in their 3-year history. And this weekend is motherfucking Double or Nothing. Yeah. So, of course, we're covering that. So, stick with us over this next hour.
Hey, real quick, though, before we go into that, I want to kind of, get away from, the gimmicks, the fun and everything. And I want to get serious here a little bit. You guys all know the tragedy that just happened. Like I said, we're recording this on Wednesday, on Tuesday, the 24th, down in Texas with that school shooting. And it's just all three of us here have kids that are currently going through school. I've got a little one it's got 2 more days left of first grade. I know, Giovanni, you got a junior high schooler.
Yep.
And Joey K, how about yours? How your daughter? What grade she in?
Finishing up 5th grade.
Wow.
All right.
So it's just, the school is supposed to be a safe place that you feel safe taking your kids to, and things like this happen, and it's really sad. And I feel for the parents who will said goodbye sent their kids off to school and never thought that that would be the last time they would see them. So just and if you guys want to add anything onto this, please do so. But just if you're listening to this and you've got a kid, make sure you tell your kid you love them. Make sure you give your kid you hug your kid, and just be there for your kid, because you just in this day and age we never know anymore.
Yeah. Premier?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just real shitty. It's real shitty to wake up and can't imagine like sending your kids off to school and then they never come home. So it's just a fucked up thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like DDJ said, man. You're sending your kids off to school. You think that's a safe spot, and it's not a place of like that they're going that they have an option. You have to send your children to school. They have to go there for an education. So it's not like they had any choice in the matter. They were going to be there because it's, a Tuesday on a school week or a school day. So you got to go. So it is tough, man. With all the violence going around nowadays and everything that's happening, it's kind of to the point to where you just wonder when it's going to be enough, and then you see the high school kids, when this happens at high school and they always turn to, well, it was because they had disagreements with another student. So they went in there, or they were picked on by other students, they were bullied. But this was an elementary school, and it wasn't even an elementary child who was the active shooter in the situation. It's I don't know.
And a couple things here, and then I'm ready to move on. But we all watch South Park. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see our little avatars, caricatures, whatever. They look like they could be in a South Park episode. But South Park's always been known as a show that, while it's produced very controversial episodes, a lot of what they say is actually really dead on, and I think gets the point across, or is pretty much in line with what's going on. And I thought about the episode. I can't think of the name of it, but it's where, like, school shootings happen and they just treat it like it's another, okay, so it's another one. And it's just so sad that it's even come to that it's just, that we're not surprised by these anymore. It's a really sad state of affairs. And then just one last thing, and this is something, and this might be where I kind of get a little Joey K here and stuff. To go online on social media and see people, and this is my opinion alone. This has nothing to do with Joey K. This has nothing to do with the hot one, Giovanni Two Hotties. This the Johners Podcasting Network. This is my feelings and my feelings alone. To see people taking this on social media and turning this into the Second Amendment, like, oh, everybody should carry guns, and seeing these debates go on about what actually is true, and just people more worried about gun control than worrying about the fact that these families have lost members. They've lost kids that they're never going to get to see again. These kids who never really got a chance to experience life. It really upsets and sickens me to see that people that are out there don't understand what these people are going through, and they're trying to make it about guns. It's just like, obviously there's something that has to be done about that, but at this time, let's think about the families and those who had lost loved ones, the 2 teachers that died, the kids that died. And it really sickens me how some people are taking this and spinning it into a way to push their own agenda or their own feelings on gun control, the presidency, and all that. And if you're friends with me on Facebook and you don't like what I say, you know what? You know how to unfriend me. Thank you. And to quote Jim Cornette, thank you, fuck you, goodbye.
All right, let's get this show back on the road. Let's get this into some happier topics. We don't want to be, in this mindset. So let me do this.
Yes, it is me, Gerald the Puppet, and you are watching Shootin Shit. Yes.
There we go. Now we're starting. We got back in the mood. Let's go, gentlemen. Episode 37, a little bit of AEW Rewind starts now. We are back. This is episode 37. We are talking AEW. And let's get right into it, guys. 3 years old, barely breaking out into the world. What are your favorite AEW moments, matches so far? Dennis Day.
So before I go into favorite matches and moments, I just want to kind of talk about how much AEW has meant to me. And I want to go back to New Year's Day 2019. I was over at my friend Patrick's house, actually, the guy that's going to be sitting with Giovanni and I at Forbidden Door. We were over at his house for a New Year's party. Everybody had went to sleep except for us because we knew there was going to be a big announcement on Being the Elite. It was going to drop at something like 2 a.m. or something, and we wanted to stay up to watch that live. And just the excitement, we were talking about it, and just the excitement building when the video comes on and they reveal, the AEW logo and then Double or Nothing, and just that, and then just going to the show, the first show, Double or Nothing, and that happening right around the time that I found out that my father was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. And just, being able to watch the show with my friends, having a chance to hang out with Giovanni, a couple of AEW shows and events and things like that. And just being able to experience, All Out with, my friends and family last year in the suite. and it's just AEW has meant so much to me because it's been there for me when, in my time of need, just like it's been for all of us. Pro wrestling is something that it's more than what we see on TV, and it's just being able to kind of, have it there for me, going through some of the darkest times in my life and just helping me get back to things. It's just meant that much to me. But going into my favorite matches, I'm going to give you probably my 3 favorite matches. And I'm probably going to say I'm going to go 3-1. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega from Revolution 2020 for the tag team titles. Up until I revealed my number 1. It's the greatest match I'd ever seen live, and I saw Brett versus Austin from WrestleMania 13 live. Number 2, I'm going to go with the a match from the very first Double or Nothing, and I'm going to go with Dustin Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes in the Battle of the Brothers. I mean, just the entrance, Cody's entrance, which really doesn't age well anymore.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep on.
But no, it was still a cool entrance because I remember I was watching this I was at a watch party for this and just seeing the crowd go crazy when he came out and got the sledgehammer and destroyed the throne, and then they just went out to have just a classic, and then Dustin's bleeding buckets, and at the end of the match, Cody has that emotional promo where he's like, I need my brother, and that set up them versus the Young Bucks at, I believe it was Fyter Fest or something like that, one of the next shows. And then my number 1 is going to be a match that both Giovanni and I saw live, and that is going to be the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers inside the steel cage from All Out 2021.
Damn. 2 bucks in there, man. They put on some hellacious matches.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but do not be surprised if their match this coming Sunday against the Hardys is something that is talked about 3 years from now.
I like it, man. I dig it. Great moments, heartfelt moments, getting you through the tough times, which is what we all love about pro wrestling. It's escapism at its best. Awesome matches. I was there to see 2 out of the matches that you've named.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was at the original All Out, Double or Nothing. I was at All Out with you. And the only one I missed, man, was unfortunately I wasn't going to go to Baltimore to see, Hangman and Omega
that was
versus
Chicago.
That was Chicago. So I did see that one. I didn't go to Baltimore.
That was at Revolution 2020. It was right before the pandemic shut everything down.
Ooh, so I did go to that one. So I've seen them all. Aha.
Also, you were at Revolution 2020. I didn't know that.
Yeah. The only pay-per-view that I had missed going into this year was Baltimore when they did the
Full Gear.
Full Gear. Yeah.
The first Full Gear. Okay.
Joey K.
I'm going to keep it pretty short and simple. Best match of AEW so far is Omega versus Danielson from Grand Slam. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. All the other bullshit doesn't matter. That match is it. Honorable mention to Dax versus Cash in the first in the qualifying match for the Owen Hart tournament. But yeah, every other match in AEW, yeah, it was good. There's some good stuff, but doesn't hold up. And there's a reason why. Because that match went 30-minute draw. Should have been a 60-minute match, but this is what we get in AEW. And on top of that, that's one match where the finish mattered more than anything going to the time limit. Because people were so lost in that match that nobody even realized that there was a 30-minute time limit. And when they rang the bell for it, it was like, what the hell happened?
Yep.
You got so lost in that. I can't ever put a Young Bucks match up there because it's paint by numbers. I think all of us can map out a Young Bucks match in our sleep at this point, and that's that. Cody and Dustin, it was great for the time, but it wasn't a great match. I hate to shit on everybody's bubble.
No,
it was not a great match. It was okay. It was a good match, but it wasn't great. The story and the build to it was pretty great, but the match wasn't there. And if you said matches and moments, the best moment of AEW, hands down, easily, without question, is the second episode of Rampage, the return of CM Punk. They gave him a huge entrance. They gave him a live microphone and as much time as he wanted for that show. He said what he needed to say after 7 years. He came back, and even though there's some doubters in this room, his run is really picking up. And I think we're going to see it culminate with a title win on Sunday night.
Before Giovanni gives his pick, I'm just going to actually double down on the moment. I'll say the best moment in AEW's history was CM Punk's return. I'll double down on that.
Well, I mean, that's just like saying you're going to pick Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl last year. We know it's coming.
I didn't pick Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl last year.
Let's be honest. We didn't know what was coming on that. You knew Punk was coming out, because if not, they would have burned that building to the ground. But you didn't know how well it was going to go over. And
the fans still love Punk.
The fans love Punk. He had the energy. He brought everything you needed to hear after 7 years. It was worth it.
And they sold out the United. Like, I think that event was announced like about a month before it happened. Like, it wasn't something that was planned out in advance. And that that sold out just on the rumor. Like, it wasn't officially confirmed. It was never officially stated that CM Punk was going to be there. That sold out just on the rumor that he was going to be there.
Yeah, and they played it right because he was the first thing out. If you had made people wait for that, or made people, just wait for Punk, they would have burned that motherfucker down.
Yeah, that was the right call to have him kick off. You couldn't have done it any other way.
Okay, gents.
All right, Hot One. What about you?
Best moments, man. I think of moments, that legitimately pop me. I want moments that I am floored, and I want that's either great matches or just overall, what am I watching? This is greatness. So for that reason, even though it is paint by the numbers, Mr. Premier, I'm putting the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros number one. I mean, I was there, dude. I was literally freaking close enough to touch the cage.
We're talking the cage match though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, both of you guys fucking suck.
Dude, it was such a good match.
Go back. What about the fucking ladder match?
Ladder match was amazing.
The ladder match I thought was actually even a little bit better than the cage.
That's the beauty of the three of us here, and just most wrestling groups in that we don't all think the same way, but we all respect each other's opinions.
That's right.
We do. Like, and then we look at the viewpoints of like very similar matches. Obviously, the same wrestlers in each match, but it's a little bit of a preference thing. Like, do I like this spot coming off the top of the cage? Yeah, pretty cool. Be a lot cooler if Cody didn't do it first, but I get it.
You get the spiked shoe.
I just think I don't know. See, to me, the cage match seems a little more. It's gonna sound really dumb, but safe. You're confined in the cage. Yeah, some things can go wrong. The ladders are way more unpredictable. I mean,
and there were some gnarly spots in that match. I actually was second row from the ring for that ladder match. I was like,
that's why I'm surprised that neither one of you took actually the ladder match as one of them, because
I loved the ladder match.
Yeah, the cage match was good. I just felt like that ladder match though was a little more risky, a little more dangerous, and they pulled it off really well.
If we definitely would be in my top 10, and it would probably be in my top 5 as well too. And the funny thing was I sat right behind Ryan Barkin, who owns Pro Wrestling Tees, because he actually hooked me up with the tickets, and actually right before
Cheap Pop. Go ahead.
I know. I mean, Jesus Christ.
But,
you drop his name every week, and we don't get shit from Pro Wrestling Tees. other than full price and fat guy sizing price. So I mean, if you're gonna keep mentioning his fucking name, he at least hook us up with something.
Right. Well,
Come
we'll get
on.
working on that. But kind of going back to my point was this. He actually had kind of going back and forth between the suite that he had and sitting front row. He actually came and sat right before the match started. He came and sat front row with Matt Jackson's wife Dana, and just so kind of like she said, she sat watching her kind of watch her husband. Was kind of also intriguing, just kind of getting her, gauging her reaction to seeing her husband go through all of this. It was interesting. But yeah, if we did top 5, I'd say that match would be in it too. So
give me also Kenny by God Omega during the match with Danielson. The match with Danielson was awesome. But I don't know why, and you guys can kill me for it. I like the Pac match better.
That's on the list.
Yeah.
They went that one to a draw as well too.
Yeah.
Wait, which Kenny Omega versus Pac match are we talking about?
The draw that they went into on the Iron Man match.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that, because I know they wrestled each other at the first All Out as well too, and what was it?
Not the one that ended in the Brutalizer. That was bullshit.
Yeah. Well, we were supposed to get Mox versus Kenny right at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that when he had the staph infection in his arm?
Yes.
Yep.
The MRSA infection.
Yeah. Okay. So good times, man. Good history. Good memories.
No
moment, man. I'll give you a moment. You know what? I'll give you a moment.
A moment like
this. My moment. My moment is because I'm a mark. And I'll say it. Not a skid mark ass. I'm a wrestling mark. There are some guys that for some reason I just absolutely love, and there's no rhyme or reason. But I
knew it. He is a Chase Owens fan.
Fuck Chase Owens. But the moment where you have the accumulation of the Pinnacle and the godly, what were they? Inner Circle. And you have Sean Spears sitting on a chair, surrounded by chairs, slamming the chair.
In the room, right?
Yes.
That was so good.
As a Sean Spears fan, I marked out hard. Then tonight, Sean Spears comes out with the freaking mask. I fucking loved it. As a Sean Spears fan, once again, I'm a mark. But that had to be it for me. Spears sitting on the chair, the chairman surrounded by chairs was just amazing. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
I'll up you. The fanboy in me really wanted to actually go real weird and just say my favorite AEW moment was CM Punk's Ring of Honor entrance from Revolution. Like, I honestly, it's so cheesy and small, but growing up or being a younger wrestling fan at that point in the early 2000s, Ring of Honor on the East Coast, Philly shows, like, to me, that shit just hits. Yeah. So that's my, like, a little bit of a fanboy moment was that entrance, seeing the old track jacket, the shorts, like straight up 05 Punk. And I was like, fuck, that's so good. So
for me, if I'm gonna throw one other one out there. I'm gonna go with Sting's debut in AEW when he came out. The winter was coming with this. It was just so cool, just because I don't think anybody expected it.
DDJ's a mark for the fake snow. You're a fucking.
Not only am I a mark for fake snow, I'm also a mark for Al Snow.
Wow. What does everybody want anyway?
Wow.
But dude, yes, I would. I pop legit for Sting's.
How fast did that damn intro get old? Like, after the second time of seeing the fake snow, I was over it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for it that much, but just that first time, like, oh my god, to quote Tony Schiavone, it's Sting.
Let's not quote
Awesome.
Tony Schiavone.
Guys.
Oh,
Okay, so I won't do the Yeti.
Oh,
my
Lord.
God.
Getting into Double or Nothing this weekend. It is the big show. The big show.
Wait, it's Paul White. Big Show's gone.
Yeah, no more BSing, guys. We're getting straight to the point. Double or Nothing buy-in.
Hey,
Hookhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. What are we thinking on this one? Who's taking that W?
for Christ's sake, if anybody thinks that Hookhausen's not winning this match, please just go pick up a book, go play a video game, do anything other than watch professional wrestling. Because there's no way you will understand anything about professional wrestling if you don't think they're going over in this match.
How the hell is Hook so over?
Dude, that kid's been over since the moment fucking Action Bronson hit on the fucking screen, music, video. Then literally his video just said Hook.
Yeah.
Straight up nothing. The kid's just over.
I don't quite understand how he is this over, but I mean, I think it was just when he had his first match. I mean, you could tell he put in the work, like he put in the training, like he looked you can definitely tell his dad's had a heavy influence and had a hand in his training because he can throw those suplexes.
Dude, I was at Revolution, and when I tell you, it was kind of dead for the buy-in. It wasn't, people weren't super happy with the buy-in. Even though it was a great buy-in, we just had like House of Black doing their thing. But the moment that stopped and freaking Hook's music came on, the people there lost their shit. It felt like a fucking concert, bro. It was like everybody, even the fat dude next to me, and I'm a fat dude myself, so to call another dude a fat dude, hey, it's warranted.
Wait, are you calling Stu fat?
No, I wasn't near the meat man. Stu knows I love him. It's my leprechaun homie. But
okay.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to sit with him on the floor. I was a little higher up, but it worked. But no, everybody lost their shit for Hook, dude, and he was only there for like 5 seconds.
Right. So first off, if we're talking about playing video games, man, if you haven't played it, go play Spider-Man on the PS4. It's freaking awesome.
Now we're getting into video game talk.
But like Joey K said, there's no rhyme nor reason for Hookhausen to not win this match. I mean, this is basically their answer to RK Bro, the odd couple, the couple that shouldn't work that seems to work. And there's no. I think it's if you're gonna put like your life savings on any match, this would be the match to do it on. And
DDJ's bet in the house with DraftKings, the new official partner of the AEW.
Yeah. And one thing I'd be interested to see is where, this going, because, clearly Hook, Hook is part of, Team Taz along with,
Is it clear? Is it really clear at this point?
Let me finish.
If I may, sir.
If you will. Do we maybe kind of start seeing, the beginnings of maybe, Hook kind of breaking away from, Team Taz, because obviously Danhausen is not Team Taz material, but I mean, I think, it'll be an interesting conundrum, because if, Hook separates from Team Taz, what about Taz? Is he going to stick with his team, or is he going to go with this kid? I mean, I think this could just open up to some interesting, possibilities. But yeah,
scrap Team Taz.
There's no reason Hookhausen doesn't win this match. Hot one. What about you?
There's no reason for Team Taz to still be a thing. It's holding back absolute Ricky Starks. Powerhouse Hobbs is a bum.
He's almost at that Keith Lee level of bum.
Oh, jeez, why'd you have to go there? That's harsh. But Powerhouse is a bum. Starks is still salvageable because the man's good. Who better got out of there and was never seen from again. So maybe we just get rid of Team Taz. But no, it's Hookhausen all the way, dude. There's no way.
I don't think we can get rid of Team Taz yet.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Powerhouse Hobbs is a bum. I just don't think he has any good fucking booking at all. Period. Same thing with Ricky Starks. Brian Cage wasn't booked the right way. Like, if you're not an upper echelon star and friends with the boss, like, you're not getting booked for shit right. You got to take the scraps that you get and try to make the most of it. That's how AEW works. And if you don't believe me, look at all the contracts they're letting expire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there hasn't been anybody necessarily that's been gone so far that matters.
Except for Cody.
Well, that's the difference.
One of the founding members of AEW. I'm like, there hasn't been anybody that really matters that they haven't said hello.
Cody.
Last time I remember, whatever exaggerated number was at WrestleMania popped like motherfuckers for Cody return. So
all you fake marks who didn't like him in AEW but are cheering him on, keep cheering because we need that going.
I'm too tired. I don't have the strength to go on that rant tonight. So
thank God.
So lucky.
We'll table that for another episode.
Fucking it's where he belongs. It's the WWE. Shut the fuck up. Fucking goofballs.
To all you Goombas, we now bring you the triple threat death triangle versus the House of Black. Where are we going on this one, gents?
I really think the House of Black needs to win here. Yeah, they got a cool entrance. Yeah, they've got, some neat things, but I don't. To me, they need this win to really establish if they want to be seen as a serious threat in AEW. So for me, I'm going House of Black.
Yeah, 100%. House of Black wins it. Honestly, I didn't even give a fuck. Just end this feud already. Like, I'm kind of over it. I mean, this is Sheamus Cesaro for the 87th week in a row. If you guys remember that best of 767 match series.
That got us the bar.
Yeah. Whatever.
While we're talking about House of Black, real quick, shout out to Brody King for announcing, I think it was on his Twitter or Instagram, that he was going to be donating all the money he makes off his t-shirt sales. I can't remember for how long. I think it was like the next month or so. He's going to be donating all the proceeds to the people down in that were impacted by the school shooting. So I think that's really cool. Really, really awesome move by Brody.
I don't like you, DDJ. I don't. Because now I have to follow that up with, well, gentlemen, the reason House of Black is going to win because Buddy Matthews, you just made the list. You're doing awesome in life. You have to win. Yeah. See,
I think we get the fourth member of the House of Black, though.
Oh, yeah? Who is it?
Who do you guys think it is?
Do we? The only person I could think of that would make any sense would be Julia Hart finally.
No, they looked like she was about to be on the wrong end of anyway.
That's where you're watching, dude.
Maybe Abaddon, man. She fits with the vibe.
Dude, I would hope so. That would be dope.
That's a good one.
I like this. That's a great swerve. I don't know. I just feel like there's a fourth member coming.
I agree.
Put it out there. I think the Julia Hart thing, though, it's not going to work, and I think it's a bit of a swerve. But yeah, Abaddon would totally fit.
I like that.
'Cause I think they need a female. They need a female part of the group, or either Abaddon, or if you see a little defection, thinking like Anna Jay would work too.
Oh, that would kill the Dark Order more than Stu Grayson not being renewed.
Who gives a flying fuck? Like, it's the Dark Order, dude.
What about just a little bit of a
dead?
What about a little bit of a wild card here? Because she just recently changed her persona. What about maybe Chris Statlander?
I thought that, but Chris is.
Like it's a good pick.
Yeah.
It's a good pick, but I just don't want to say yeah to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no,
Like,
that's
I-
fine. It's just she's just
She
someone that I
fits,
just
but a
really
part of
thought
me still just wants the alien to be with best friends.
No, not even that. I just want to see her be her normal character, not like the fucking weird alien booping noses. Fuck the
Boop.
Orange Cassidy
Hey,
bullshit. Fuck all
I
that
got
noise.
booped. I freaking
Yeah.
loved it. Rocked my world.
I'm just saying, like, let her be whatever this character is without like jumping into faction, you know?
Okay.
Mm.
I get it.
Like that's why I wouldn't say that. Would it be a good fit? Yeah, they could probably have a really good fit and cool storyline and all kinds of good shit for it.
Will it
But I
fit
just kind of
good?
want to see her do her own fucking thing for right now.
Mm.
Fuck all the gimmicky shit. Let's just go. You know?
Let's just go. Well, fuck all the gimmicky shit. Joey K's #1 phrase that he loves using. You bastard.
That's my
just
second,
for that.
That's my number 2 phrase.
Just for that. Gimmicky shit galore.
Ah!
Hardy Boys and the Young Bucks. Who are we taking and why?
Man, I really don't know on this one because they build this as a dream match, and this is definitely a dream match. If this is anything like the stuff they did in Ring of Honor, it is going to be a banger. Like I watched the ladder match they had at Supercard of Honor 2017 the night before they ended up, the Hardys ended up going back to the WWE, and I seen some of the stuff they did leading up to it, and it's just, man, this is gonna be a car crash just waiting to happen and stuff. But to me, I think if this is the Hardys' last real significant run, I feel both teams need the win here because the Bucks really haven't done much lately in terms of in-ring action and stuff. But to me, I got to say you got to go with the Hardys. So I'm picking the Hardys.
So,
You
team
guys shit on our
fucking
parade?
Metamucil versus the dumb fucks. All right. Who are we going with here?
So hurtful.
This will be my shit break of the night. That's my shit break of the night match. Just no. What worries me most about this match is that it's giving me the fucking AJ style Shinsuke Nakamura WrestleMania match vibe, where it's like, oh yeah, we know they can both go. We know they've had a classic in the past. So what are they going to do in this one? And then it comes out and it's just flat as shit. And you're just like, that was disappointing. Like I that's the vibe I'm getting from this match. Like, how big is this match going to deliver? Is it going to live up to like any of the past matches, like the ladder match, the stuff that they had when they were in Ring of Honor? Like, I don't know. I think the Hardys end up going over.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks are doing the business because there's not a lot for the Bucks to do right now.
And I think they're going to go all out in this match because I think a lot of the fans who've always wanted to see this match didn't see their stuff in Ring of Honor because I'm assuming a lot of the fans probably didn't see it, so I could definitely see them going balls to the wall, all out for this match.
It's double or nothing, DDJ, not all out. You're on the wrong pay-per-view.
No, I'm not. I may be the oldest one here, but I'm not that senile yet.
All right. Well, anyways.
Well, I saw the graphic and it said double or nothing, so I'm sticking with that.
You know what? You both suck.
It'll be all right. But no, man, when you break down into it, it's the Bucks, it's the Hardys. These are two high top names, man, that run the industry, right? And for better or worse, it's nothing that it's nothing that's gonna help either or right now. The Hardys are on the twilight of their career.
That real quick, that's the biggest point. This match doesn't help either team. It's a fun showcase match, so it doesn't even matter who wins it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no build.
Yeah, they're gonna go out, they're gonna get their shit in, and it does. I don't think it really does much for either team.
But you talked about, I heard Jovan say, and I really like that take, Joey K, but I heard Jovan talk about there being no build. Did this match really need any build?
No, and that's the point.
Okay.
Well, it'd be nice to.
Yeah.
No. People know what they're going to get. They're going to get the Young Bucks, regarded as one of the best tag teams in the world. They're going to get the Hardys, regarded as one of the best tag teams of all time. Both of those statements can be debated by marks for years to come. I don't care. For me, the Young Bucks are one of the greatest tag teams right now, and the Hardys are going to be regarded as one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're building this whole feud off of, this whole match, this whole, want to see it. The anticipation of this comes off of who's in the match. Hardys win. The Bucks don't need a win. The Bucks, honestly, I don't even see the Bucks going near the tag team titles in a while. You have a golden opportunity right now to get those titles maybe on FTR, who to me, I believe are very well deserving. There are other
FTR's
tag
got
teams.
their own problems to worry about after Dynamite.
Well, that's true. That's coming up. That's future stuff. But those guys with the work rate and what they're doing right now are the best tag team in the world right now.
FTR?
FTR.
Yep, I will double down on that.
So to have them being ROH champions and not AEW champs kind of blows my mind. And they haven't necessarily had a shot at the Jungle Express, which needs to disband or something. But we'll see. I feel like there's a missed opportunity if FTR doesn't get these belts again soon, while they're still hot, while they're still in this, best in the world phase that they're in with the ROH and the AAA belts. But yeah, like I said, Hardys go over because this doesn't hurt anybody. This is just a fan service match. You want fan service? This is your match.
All right.
You know what, Joey K? You said something during that whole thing, though.
What's that?
During the Hardys and Bucks, you just talked about a lot of maybes, and it's going to be a car wreck, and you didn't give it a lot of love, man. So hopefully, you show a little love.
Well, that's the thing, though. But if you listen to what I said, it's like I had all the hype in the world for AJ versus Shinsuke at WrestleMania. You're getting a world title match on the biggest show of the year, and did it deliver? It was a good match, but it wasn't their best work.
No.
Right?
Okay.
It was good.
It did leave something to be desired.
Right. And it was like, and it felt to me like that's the overhype of it. Like you just expect so much. And I think with the Young Bucks and the Hardys, you expect so much to happen. Is it really going to get pulled off? And that leaves me on the fence of like, I'm a little skeptical. I don't know. I mean, Matt Hardy on pay-per-view for AEW has died multiple times.
Oh.
Anybody go back to the fucking knocking himself out?
I was there. I was there when it happened. I was
Yeah.
looking behind the seats like, holy shit, he just died.
Yeah. So I have a fear. I mean, Jeff already changed up enough to where he's not protecting anybody but himself and doesn't give a fuck. So good luck to the Young Bucks on that. But then the Bucks do what they do, like, which is not crazy and out of control, but it's very fast paced. Are the Hardys going to keep up with that? Because I haven't seen anything on AEW that tells me they will or can. I mean,
You know what? Let's transition from this to my hot take. You're talking about this match being one that scares you a little bit. I'm going to tell you the match that scares me a little bit. The one that I feel like kind of has the biggest room to let me down. We've got Anarchy in the Arena. John Moxley, Danielson, Santana Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston going against the Jericho Appreciation Society. Gentlemen, who are we picking, and why do I feel like this may be a womp womp?
I for me, I can see where you would think that, and I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you on that, just because. I mean, it's just going to be a giant 10-man tornado tag match where they're basically going to fight all over the arena. It's basically taking the place of Stadium Stampede. And I could easily see where you would have those concerns, and I think it's a very valid hot take. I mean, but I think it's going to be just like you said, pure. I think Gorilla Monsoon used to call it like a pure six brawl or whatever, and it's going to be, I think, just one of those matches, where I think that's going to be the match. I think we're going to see blood in that match. We'll probably see a fireball. Not the kind of fireball that burned the Alpha Beta's house down in Revenge of the Nerds. But Giovanni got that one. Classic movie, by the way. But kind of going into the match, I feel like the Jericho Appreciation Society has had way too many moments where they've gotten the better of Kingston and Santana and Ortiz, and bringing the Blackpool Combat Club into the mix. It's kind of helped even the odds. And when we saw some friction with Kingston and I believe it was Danielson. And I think that came into play, but I almost feel like I think that this group needs to win. So I'm going to go with the BCC, Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz. And, speaking of the BCC, Wheeler Yuta is doing some great things over in New Japan right now in the battle of the best of the Super Juniors tournament. So congrats to him.
You heard it here first. DDJ backs the BBC. Premier, where you going?
Yeah, this match is going to be a snoozer for sure. I haven't liked any of the Stadium Stampede matches. I really didn't give a shit about Blood and Guts. This 5-on-5 team stuff, it just doesn't do it for me. It's not my jam. Jericho's, I refuse to use their name because it's the stupidest fucking name in pro wrestling. Yeah, Jericho's team wins because there's no sense in making them a new faction, and their first actual match together as a complete faction is going to be this match because Hager hasn't been involved in anything for months. And it's been like, 3.5 months since they formed as a group. So this is their first actual match. If they don't go over, and obviously either Santana or Ortiz are taking the pinfall. Sorry about that, boys. But yeah, that's how it's going to go. Jericho's team wins. There's no way. And it's going to be either Santana or Ortiz. It might be Kingston, but it definitely is not going to be any part of Moxley or Danielson that takes the pin in that match. So it's a little bit, and if it is, I'll be shocked. They'll swerve the shit out of me if that happens. But yeah, I think the Jericho group goes over. But it's a snoozer of the night. I don't think it's going to live up to the hype.
Yeah, that's my general census on the match, man. I feel like this may be where I need to get the beer refilled, heat up another slice of pizza, maybe make some nachos or something, because I don't have the biggest, I don't have a good feeling about it going into it. I liked the Stadium Stampede. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Cinematic matches have a place when done right, but this one I feel didn't need to be or doesn't need to be this type of match. It didn't need to be as grandiose as it is. The addition of the BCC didn't have to be done. Your core feud is Jericho Appreciation Society against Santana Ortiz and
Eddie Kingston.
So the additional kind of weighed it off for me, and it's probably so they could fit everybody in the Jericho Appreciation Society in the match, which to me, the two jobbers from 2.0.
Hey now.
Dude, did you see those punches tonight? I fake punched better in my sleep, but it's yeah, that's my feeling on the match, man. Give me Jericho for the obvious win, probably with the fireball or some bullshit. But yeah, I'm ready to move on. Let's get to something better.
Yay!
Let's get to what I think might be the low-key show stealer. Thunder Rosa defending the AEW Women's Championship against the one and only Professor Serena Deeb. Gents, who and why?
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a hot take on my end, and this may shock you guys, but to me, Thunder Rosa's reign as AEW Women's World Champion has been pretty lackluster. Like it's been, I mean,
almost as bad as Hangman Page's, but go on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I mean, it just, and the promo that she cut tonight, it didn't really do anything for me. Now, if you talk about the promo that Serena Deeb cut last week, that did something for me. That got me hyped up for the match. She's clearly like hungry for this and more than deserving of this. And for that reason and that reason there, I'm picking Serena Deeb as your new AEW Women's World Champion.
My head says Thunder Rosa is going over. They're gonna keep the title on her. AEW likes to do that. They like to really build somebody up and then not have that title change. They want to drag it out as long as they can. So my head says Thunder Rosa is going to win, but my heart says I want to see Serena Deeb finally get that shine.
And
major
again,
pay-per-view, world title match. Give her a shine for once. Jesus Christ. The girl's been grinding for 20 years?
A little bit of a history lesson. Serena Deeb is the woman who ended the NWA title reign of Thunder Rosa.
That is true. Which I wish they would have played that a little bit more.
I wish that I agree with you there. I thought they would have.
I thought about that last week when she did that promo last week when Dustin came out and all that stuff. I thought there was a good way to slip that line in there of why do you think she'll beat me when she was going off on why do you think she'll beat me? Tell me to my face. And then she could have just thrown it in there because the last time she had a title, I took it away from her.
Yep.
So why do you think she's going to beat me now? Like, I would have loved that. It would have built it a little bit more. I mean, fair play. They probably can't mention it or, wanted to avoid it for the time being. But I just think she's been grinding so long in professional wrestling. I think it's her time.
Yeah.
Plus, the AEW women's title is only, how do I say it? The best AEW women's title moments are when there's a heel champion.
Okay.
Babyface champions to me. I didn't give a shit about Rio. I love Britt Baker's run with the title. And obviously now she's doing stuff where she doesn't need the title.
She'd have had a really nice run with the title, I think.
She'd had a decent run, but
Sheeta was becoming Super Sheeta.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it was lackluster, but it got a little
long in the tooth.
Just a little bit. It went on a little bit longer than I would have liked it. But she out of any babyface run, Sheeta's was the best, that's for sure.
Yes.
But I think the real run, and that's with any title, the real run is when the heels have it. That's where you get the most noise. That's where you get the most bang for your buck, the best stories, everything out of it. And I think they built Serena Deeb, especially last week, having that promo to close out the show was so good. Like, okay, we're going mega heel spot here. I like it. Let's put the title on her and see what she does. And they've already built it up. She was having those like 5-minute challenges.
Yeah,
they built it up so well for her to take this title. And now it's like, I've beaten so much of this competition. Who's next to challenge me? And then you have a new set of challengers. You have Ruby Soho. You have Chris Statlander. You have a lot of baby faces that can challenge for the title.
Tony Storm.
Whatever.
Boo, not Botchamania.
Boo. Yeah. Yeah, this is the wrong show. This is Shootin Shit, not Botchamania. So
bum, bum, bum.
Wow.
No, you have a lot of good babyface challengers that can give some good matches and carry her through for a while. Yeah. So I kind of like that. Put the title on Deeb, but I think they're probably going to stick with Thunder Rosa. They're heading out to the West Coast. I hate to say it to you, Marks, but they want that Mexican market on the West Coast. So having a solid Mexican women's champ makes good business sense.
They don't need the Mexican women's champion for the West Coast. They had the West Coast already with the best tag team in all of pro wrestling, the Young Bucks.
Man.
Anyway, I know.
Fuck are you on?
Dude. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think I would see all the reasonings for Deeb. I do. Hell of a way you broke it down. I do like it. The matchups are better. That's kind of the issue with Thunder Rosa going up to her trail to Britt Baker. She took everyone out. So who's left for her?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of adding to her lackluster title defense, because on the way to the title, she cleared them out. There's no new matches for her, and she's a face. You're not going to have her face another face that she's never faced before, because it makes no sense. The women's division, man, is suffering from major lack of players. They need big time players, faces, heels, even more heels, man. I want Athena, the war goddess, to be a massive heel, to come in, and that's, who you build a massive heat with. But unfortunately, it probably will never happen, because I want it, and it's not going to happen. So, Serena Deeb right now, the professor of professional wrestling. Say that 5 times fast.
The woman of 1,000 holds.
And most of them are not arm drag.
Armbar.
Anyway, I think it's a no-brainer. Thunder Rosa takes it. Deeb's going to have a hell of a showing. But I don't think Thunder Rosa drops it on her first big-time pay-per-view match.
I think I will say, regardless of who wins this match, though, it's not the end of this feud.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
All right, gentlemen. From the women's champion to that bitch show's title, we have Jade Cargill, that bitch, going against number 99 Anna Jay of the Dark Order. I mean, why? But what do you guys think? I don't know. Go, give me hope.
Don't ask me.
Anna Jay, very easy on the eyes, very lovely person, but yeah, she's got no chance in this match. Jade Cargill is this is probably gonna be the shortest match of the night, and Jade Cargill is gonna win it convincingly.
Yeah, there's no reason to take the title off Jade. Anna Jay is just another challenger. Doesn't matter. This match is going to be a stinker anyway. There's no hope for this.
All she is just another loss in the row. Yeah, good one, guys. Quick to the point. She's just another L.
Yep.
To the match, to me, that has more implications than all the title matches on this card. You have MJF finally having to face the beast, the war dog, Wardlow. What are we thinking?
This is probably going to be the match that is going to produce the loudest reactions from the crowd. And if it's anything, if tonight's AEW Dynamite was any indication of how loud and how hot that crowd is going to be, you're literally going to have to hold on to your seat. Otherwise, because the roof is going to get blown off of that building, and it's just going to be insane. This has been an amazing build, and I mean, this is like a perfect example of the long-term storytelling and how it still works in this day and age. This has been building basically since almost the beginning of since the beginning of AEW, because MJF came in, Wardlow came in shortly after I think Dynamite started, as MJF's bodyguard, and I think we all knew at some point in time this was going to happen, and it was such an amazing job, just how the subtle seeds that were planted. I remember being at Dynamite in Chicago when CM Punk and MJF had their first match, when they went about 45 minutes and MJF won. We all thought the turn was going to happen there. It did not. Then, came Revolution when it finally happened, and it's just been so surreal to watch, and just seeing just how over Wardlow has gotten, and just everything. And it's just this is the Wardlow's fastly becoming this era's Bill Goldberg, only he can actually wrestle. I am not a Goldberg fan at all. I do not like him. I think he's
You don't say.
No. he is easily the most overrated wrestler of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just this is just the build for this match is everything, and we all know the stipulations. If MJF wins, Wardlow's basically done. Obviously, if Wardlow wins, he gets to sign an AEW contract. He'll get his music back. He won't have to be cuffed anymore. And I think we're all going to be in agreement here who's going to win. I think what we should discuss is how long this Powerbomb Symphony is going to go. For the record, Wardlow takes the win, and I'd say he probably gets at least a dozen Powerbombs on MJF before he finally pins him.
Premiere.
Yeah, Wardlow has to win, because if not, what was the hell the point of the story? My only problem with this entire story is it literally mimicked the Jericho storyline. You have to do X, Y, and Z to get to me at the end. And it's like, we just saw that already. Like, we just saw that. Now we're doing it to Wardlow.
In all due respect, I think that kind of plays into the MJF character, though.
Yeah, but are we going to see that for like every single feud now? Because that's too
I think it depends on who it is. I don't think we're going to see it every feud, but I think it depends on who it is.
Hold on, we did it with Jericho. We did it semi-similar with Punk. Now we just did it with Wardlow.
Semi-similar with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody had to go through shit too. So there's 4 feuds that got the same treatment. So I get that it's his character, and I understand that kind of stuff. But it's like, at what point is it going to be, okay, we're rehashing the same shit, and you're going to see less out of MJF? Now, what's the point if Wardlow doesn't win? So obviously he's going to win. I don't think it's going to be as crazy and everything. I think it's going to be a little bit messy. I think you're going to see Shawn Spears get involved. You're going to see a little something happen, maybe build towards the next feud with whoever Wardlow is going to be against next. I hope this is the blow off to it, because let him go a separate way. I'm tired of seeing the handcuffs and the bullshit. But Wardlow wins. MJF is foiled again, but still comes out looking like the mega heel that he is. So it's win-win for everybody.
MJF wins. Tony Khan gives Wardlow a contract anyway for that field goal moment at Double or Nothing. I don't care what both y'all say. MJF needs this. MJF takes the win.
Oh.
Okay. Be a nice little swerve.
It would be. I mean, almost as big as when he beat Punk.
Yeah.
That was a big swerve.
Man. If you could have only been in the arena when that happened, when he beat Punk at Wintrust. Oh my God. It was like just everybody just were just genuine shock.
Well, ladies, we are going a bit long in the tooth. We have a few to go by real quick. So we're going to give a little bit of love to the AEW tag team title match.
No, I'm not.
Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland going against the Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and the Jungle Express, the tag team champions. Who and why, gentlemen? Who and why?
The 3-way match that they had tonight with Ricky Starks, Swerve Scott, and Jungle Boy was awesome. I loved it. It was everything I hoped it would be. I think this tag match could have potentially be a really good match. These two teams that they're challenging for the belts. I mean, they're great. I think they're great individually. I think they're good tag teams, but I think they're better individually. Especially I think Ricky Starks is just the sky's the limit for him and stuff. But to me, I don't see either one of these challenging teams walking out with the straps. I think the Jurassic Express holds on to the titles. So I'm picking them to retain.
Joey K.
It's a pick 'em, and I don't give a shit. Any three of these teams shouldn't be even in this match or hold the title. I don't really care. The Swerve, Keith Lee team pieced together, thrown together. Wow, at least they're giving Keith something to do. They're not giving him the Jay Lethal treatment, for fuck's sake. Starks and Hobbs. Yeah, it's nice of them to do something because Hook's so fucking over that you don't even realize he's part of Team Taz anymore, other than he's Taz's kid. But at least they got something to do. Because Ricky Starks is fucking, he's money. That kid's good. Swerve, he's good. Keith Lee, I'm not a huge fan of, but everybody seems to like him. Fucking Luchasaurus, fuck that guy. He's borderline to what fucking Chase Owens is to Javon at this point.
Wow.
Like he's like right fucking there.
That's
and
big.
I can't do it. I want to see the fucking heel turn from Jungle Boy. Stop being called Jungle Boy. Cut your fucking hair. Get rid of the stupid dinosaur. Be a fucking man. Dude, his dad was one of the most famous dudes for being so cool in the early 90s, right?
Yep.
How good would it be to see fucking Jungle Boy come out, full heel turn, fuck Christian Cage, fuck Luchasaurus, cuts the hair, comes out dressed like fucking all fashionable and shit, and be as cool as the other side of the fucking pillow.
Fuck Christian Cage, fuck Luchasaurus. I'm moving to Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you have a great fucking built-in heel version of Jungle Boy.
Hold on.
Let's do it.
This heel version that you're wanting, man. This prim, kind of suited booted, kind of gives me a little bit of like what they should have done with LA Knight in NXT.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on what they've done to LA Knight.
It's already getting late, and I don't have the strength to fucking
me either.
Even do it. I will.
My bad. We'll do that next week.
Oh my God, that's a fucking.
Next week's gonna be a burner. Get your sleep in, ladies and gentlemen.
That makes me hot already just thinking about it. Anyway, go on.
We're going Jungle Boy on my end to retain because there's no real reason for anybody to lose this match. Going on into the next match of the night, the next two, because we're just going to go ahead and give our winners for both the men's and the women's. In the women's, gentlemen, tell me who takes that final spot on Rampage, who your winner is, and why is it Samoa Joe? Go.
I disagree. I think Adam Cole's winning the men's. That's what I predicted when we did our preview special a couple weeks ago. I'm sticking with it. I also predicted Ruby Soho to win the women's Owen. And she's going to win Friday night, and I expect her to win again Sunday. I'm sticking with my picks: Ruby Soho for the women and Adam Cole for the men. Baby.
All right. I think Cole's going to win. I think they're going to do some swerve shit and fuck Samoa Joe over. It's not going to be a clean win, but Adam Cole for sure. I know I said in our earlier preview show, Ruby needs this win more than probably anybody else. Give her something. She's had challenge for both titles at this point, fallen short, so give her this. But if I got Cole winning the fucking men's tournament, why did I not have Britt Baker winning the women's side? So now you got Adam Cole and Britt Baker winning the entire Owen Hart tournament.
It's an interesting take. I can dig it.
I mean, they've teased them enough and showed them enough on TV together. AEW treats their fans as relatively smart, even though half of them aren't. But they like to treat them that way.
We're all smart here.
Yes, we are.
Very.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, that's a tough one. I mean, I think Adam Cole all the way, but it's more of a toss-up now between Ruby and Britt. But I think Ruby still might win it just because we already had Britt go over in the title feud. So let Ruby have this one. We'll see. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Give me the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, Just because I feel like give the man his roses. He's done everything in the fucking business. He deserves more than what he's gotten. Give me Samoa Joe for the win. Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and that big fucker that looks like the Great Khali can come out afterwards during his celebration, during the coronation, and do whatever they're going to do to push that feud along.
Are they going to break his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy?
Yes.
Oh, can't wait to watch that.
But so we'll have that happen. And then it leads to me sticking with the one and only Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the women. I'm not coming off of it. I'm not going with the runaway Ruby Soho. Give me DMD for the win.
Okay.
But, okay, so one thing I was kind of thinking about as I was listening to Giovanni's take there, do you really think if they're trying to honor Owen Hart, and especially with Martha Hart being there and, Ojin and Athena.
Why did you say that name?
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. It was a bad Batman reference.
Oh, jeez.
That was a terrible Batman reference, but go on.
Yeah, it was very. But do you really think, though, that they're going to do anything like when they do these presentations and stuff like that night that they would do something like that? Or I think they keep it clean in Owen's memory. At least in terms of like post-match, celebration. Now, if they want to say, do something on Dynamite after, like if Samoa Joe wins and then he has an interview talking about it, then they do whatever. Okay, I'll buy that. I just don't see them pulling anything like that, with, what's going on with this tournament. That's just my opinion.
That's your 2 cents, and you know what you could do is you could take those 2 cents, sign it up real nice, turn that bitch sideways and stick it straight up your main event of the evening for Double or Nothing. The champion, Adam Hangman Page. The challenger, Chicago-made Chick Magnet Punk. Where are we going and why, gentlemen?
Like Joey Case said earlier when I talked about Thunder Rosa's title reign being a bit of a letdown, he said the same thing about Hangman Adam Page, and I'm inclined to agree with that as well, too. And I feel like, especially going into the Forbidden Door, I really feel like if they're going to do some sort of match where it's like, the AEW champion versus the IWGP champion, which it almost seems like should be the case if they're doing, all interpromotional matches, that kind of thing. I feel like the more eyes are going to be on the product. And even so, regardless, more eyes are going to be on the product if CM Punk is your champion. And I feel for that reason, amongst others, I feel like CM Punk is going to walk out of Double or Nothing as your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Hangman has had one of the most mediocre title runs in recent history. I don't really think it's fault of his own. They built his character to be the underdog who just falls this short every time. And when they finally let him reach the top of the mountain, who's there left for him? You have Bryan Danielson, which was, that was hard to watch. And I said this before too, because like everybody's expecting, oh shit, Bryan Danielson's the best wrestler in the world. He should win the title. And he doesn't. Adam Cole should win the title. He doesn't. The feuds have been built silly. They haven't been built very well. I don't like Hangman in the in-between. He's either a lovable babyface or he's full-on heel. Don't give me the in-between where he's trying to be the badass and I'm going to flip you off, CM Punk, because you want to shake my hand bullshit. Like, no, it doesn't fit for his character and what they built over the first few years of AEW. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. It just doesn't sit right. CM Punk wins or we riot. Fuck it. Punk's the new champ. We're going into Forbidden Door, and I don't give a shit if he's going to go against Okada, if he's going to end up against Jay White, who's challenging Okada on the 12th, or if they say, fuck it all, let's not do champion versus champion. Like I said before, CM Punk versus Kenta, which I think it should be. But having Punk as the champion, by the way, don't be surprised if the CM Punk heel turn is still out there. It'll happen. Does it happen now? I don't know.
We
But
shall see.
I'm not gonna be shocked if Punk goes full heel this coming Sunday night. I will be shocked though if he doesn't walk out with the AEW title.
Ladies and gentlemen that have spent this past hour and 15 minutes with us, thank you. But I'm an old school wrestling fan, and I love the adage that echoes through time when it comes to wrestling champions. And that adage is, to be the man, you have to beat the man. Hangman Adam Page's run, whether you liked it or whether you hated it, doesn't matter. The man is the man because he beat the man, Kenny by God Omega, who is undoubtedly one of the best professional wrestlers in today's times. Now, he beat Bryan Danielson, one of the best professional wrestlers of our time right now. He beat Adam Cole, baby, also one of the greatest wrestlers of our time. But it's fine when you can beat these guys who are currently the best in the world at what they do. It's a whole nother level when you try to take it to somebody who is an all-time best in the world at what he does. Come Double or Nothing Sunday night, it's clobbering time. I'm joining you guys. Give me CM Punk for the win. I think it's time. You know, Punk said this is what he wanted. Punk wanted to come in. He wanted to face the younger guys. He wanted to help them get over. And he wanted a title. And week after week, we've seen Punk get better. He's gotten back into shape. He's getting more comfortable into the ring. He's getting into the new style of what he's going to be. And what he's going to be is AEW champion.
Mm-hmm.
That puts asses in seats.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. So, and you, AEW World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk.
And we'll see the t-shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com Monday morning.
And need I say this, but I know, especially after Punk's return, saying he left professional wrestling in 2005, he returned in 2021. But need I remind anybody of how good Punk was on the microphone when he was the WWE champion?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That Summer of Punk version that happened in WWE was phenomenal. That was his best work of WWE, in my opinion. And if you think we're not going to get something even better than that as Punk as a champion in AEW, you're out of your fucking minds.
Gentlemen, let's take it home. Let's wrap it up. I know we're tired. Joey K almost fell asleep twice. Dennis has to go get into his three times. Dennis has to go get into the footy pajamas so he can get a good night's sleep. So ended up with one last thing, rapid fire. What's going to be match of the night?
Oh,
I'm going Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb.
Good call.
Man, I think Punk and Hangman are going to tear it down. I shit on Hangman a lot tonight for his title run, but honestly, he's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. So I have no doubt in my mind that main event is going to fucking tear the roof off the place and go from there. That's my match tonight.
Hell yeah. I think we built it earlier, man. Rosa Deeb, I think, has the chance to steal the spotlight out of everyone this weekend. Very pumped up to see where it goes. Once again, guys, if you stuck with us throughout the whole night, thank you very much. Once again, we do our thoughts and prayers and hope for change after the results of the shootings in Texas, man. You know, I'm a Texas resident myself, so it does hit home a lot more than I'd like to admit. But you know, we hear, you know, we've all been moved by it. We've all been touched by it. So It's something that, hopefully doesn't fall on deaf ears. We do need change, whether, they want to take it seriously or not. We can't have our children being unsafe like this. So, gentlemen, closing thoughts before we call it a night.
I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about the school shootings and the politics and stuff. Just anything. If you're listening to this and you're like Heath, you're like us, you got kids, give them an extra special hug and an extra special kiss, and make sure you tell your kids that you love them.
Joey K.
I agree with everything you guys both just said. All I wanted to do was hug my kids. I did last night for my daughter, today for my son. That's all that's important.
I do the same thing every morning before, I take my son to school, and right before the bell rings, I always make sure to say, give him a hug, give him a kiss, and just say, have a good day,
It's the simple things in life, gentlemen, that we really overlook until you're no longer able to do them. So please hug your families, hug your children, let them know you love them, let people know that you care for them on a daily. We'll wrap tonight's episode up, episode 37, man, the AEW 3-year in review extravaganza, Double or Nothing review. Everything was chock full to AEW tonight. Thank you very much to the ladies out there in accounting, to the guys in catering, to Joey K's professional bathroom cleaners, to DDJ's trivia makers, and to the hot ones suntan lotion makers. Love you guys all. Have a good night. To the exit music.
Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow the show on Twitter at SHOOTINSHT, and thanks for listening.